wonderful city of Mexico City plays host to the fourth round of the 2020 ABB FIA Formula E Championship, and it is the CBMM Niobium Mexico City Prix. A very good morning, everybody, as we look down into the heart of this wonderful metropolis, the oldest capital in the Americas, and we get ready for the second free practice session. There you can see Brendan Hartley and making his way into the track earlier on. Mitch Evans all getting here in darkness ahead of the first free practice session. They've had 45 minutes out on track, although that was shortened due to an accident, but now they've got their last half hour before qualifying. And the track is drying. The track temperature is 15 degrees, air temperature 15 degrees. My name is Jack Nichols. Alongside me is Dario Franchitti in the commentary box. Yeah, we're getting there with the dryness, aren't we?
Yeah, definitely getting there. The track is drying now, but 15-degree track temperature, that's going to increase a lot. You can see the damp patches still, so you know it's not perfect, and we're going to have 45 minutes between the end of this session and the start of qualifying, so a very, very short schedule today.
So we are getting ready for the cars to go out onto the circuit. We're going to have a look at what the drivers can do. Because of a red flag earlier on, it wasn't particularly representative. And these are the championship standings after 3 races coming in to this round 4 of the season. And Stoffel Vandoorne is at the top of the championship. 3 points ahead of Alexander Sims, with Sam Bird in 3rd, Max Gunther in 4th. Then you've got the likes of Lucas de Grassi lurking there in 5th position. The first of the Jaguars is Mitch Evans down in 8th place. The Mercedes of Nick de Vries, Stoffel Vandoorne's teammate, is down in 11th position. Then the big standouts really are Jean-Eric Vergne, 4 points from 1 points finish. Sebastian Buemi, 0 points, obviously from 0 points finishes. So those are the drivers that really need to start to turn their season around sooner rather than later. And as far as the team's championship is concerned, at the top there is BMW I Andretti Motorsport, 4 points ahead of Mercedes-Benz. Envision Virgin Racing, the only sort of independent team lurking there in 3rd place ahead of the Audis and the Jaguars and the DSs of this world. So they're doing a good job after the first couple of starts to the season. Here's a look at the circuit though, Dario, a little bit different to last year.
Yeah, here is where we will do battle today. 2.6 kilometers extended from last year. Turns 1 and 2 are the same, but at turn 3 it all changes now. We go left through this section of corners, 5 and 6 double apex right-hander, a long straight now up to the braking zone of turn 9. Well, Daniel Abt had his crash this morning into the Forosol. We've got 10, 11 and 12 as one corner. Attack mode in the middle of that, very bumpy through 13. No chicane through the last corner. The Peraltada in all its glory. Incredible way to finish the lap. This track, I really like it. Very fast average speed, and it's going to be very hard on the tyres.
So that is the Mexico City circuit, 500 meters longer than last year, and as a result of the changes, the cars are arriving at turn 9, the right-hander before the stadium section, a lot quicker. And Daniel Abt was a driver that arrived there too quickly earlier on and ended up with a pretty big accident. He has been taken to hospital as a precautionary measure. He gave the team the thumbs up, but they are working to rebuild the car there at Audi. You can see it's a Lucas de Grassi piece there with number 11 on the side, but yeah, they are rebuilding the car.
Yeah, and it looks like the front of the tub is not damaged, and with an impact of that size, you'll see the impact here. Quite substantial.
He's
comes up
full power. He's at 250 kilowatts there
as he brakes, and it's just not stopping.
Goodness me!
And there's your runoff. It's just it hasn't stopped. So I don't know if something went wrong there, but huge impact. The G meter light went on, impact was too big, had to get transported to hospital for observation by helicopter. The guys are rebuilding the car.
So as we say, he was, you know, the front brakes certainly were fully locked up. He was definitely on the brakes, but just didn't seem to be slowing down. Green flag then, the drivers head out onto the circuit. The 2 DS to cheaters out there first of all. Antonio Felix da Costa ahead of Jean-Eric Vergne. In the first free practice session, it was Eduardo Mortara that was quickest, but I think that lap time is going to go pretty promptly. Hashtag Mexico City Prix if you want to join in the conversation. Paul McGuinness said he missed FP1 earlier, so it'll be cool to see the new circuit layout during FP2. Here we go. This is where it turns left at turn 3 and down to this extra loop at turns 5 and 6 here.
As you can see, still a bit damp. The one good thing about the big thunderstorms last night is going to get rid of some of the dust. The guys were really worried that between qualifying groups, Group 1 was going to be more of a disadvantage because of the dust getting blown on the track. I think that's going to be a problem because, as we see Lucas de Grassi lock up into 9, almost run into the back of Jean-Eric Vergne. Yeah, I don't think dust is going to be a problem today.
No, well, yesterday my shoes were covered in dust because the wind blows around and it gets blown all over your feet. And today, perfectly white. So that is my measure of whether we're going to get the dust.
Perfectly
white, no, because they you know, I've worn them for a couple of months now, but they're not the disgusting.
Left to right, because I have a massive front left locking at low temps.
They're not the disgusting brown colour they were yesterday. Lucas de Grassi there.
Copy, we have 90% of blinking. We should have over 400, 500 degrees. Test fan boost now if you want.
Test fan boost now if you want is the message to de Grassi.
Good information from de Grassi. They'll just say, look, you're thinking about going for the start of the race, it's locking on the right front. So when I come down, and Sam Bird locks on the Robin French on the right front. There's a direction change there. The right front again locking the right front. The right front becomes the loaded tyre after being the unloaded tyre, and the braking zone for 3, making it very easy to lock up.
Sylvain Philippe, managing director of the Envision Virgin Racing team, as Robin makes his way down to the right-hander of turn 9 and chucks it into the stadium section, into the Foro Sol, goes past one of the DS Tachitas, and then through this long sequence of left-handers.
Using all the road, you could see the car moving a bit as he went to the exit curve and the bumps through 14.
On board we go with Prix.
Now from here to turn 1, 750 metres now. And they're almost flat through the last corner. Just hear Robin lifting just a little bit, tiniest lift, another lift there. As he gets onto the long straight, he was saving energy here to do a bit of lifting and coasting as the race goes on. Trying to stop for turn 1 without locking up.
Cool down. Let's prepare for next lap. Da Costa behind Sam is on 235.
You can see on the exit of turn 1 as Da Costa locks up into 3. They're using the grass a little bit, and it's really digging in though, and that's creating the grass is dropping down. So when they get back onto the tarmac, there's more of a jump now, and that's going to get worse as the day goes on.
Antonio Felix da Costa running in attack mode, 235 kilowatts of passion. He's gone full power, hasn't he? Coming down here. He's back to 235 now, so I wonder if that was a fan boost test for Antonio Felix da Costa. Comes through the right-hander of 9, a little bit lively on the rear. Followed by Felipe Massa. This is Jean-Eric Vergne in the other DS Tachita, making his way out of the Foro Sol now.
And you've really got to compromise, Jack, because you can set the car for these long, fast corners you're seeing. The last corner, turn 16, turn 1, those type of areas. But then you've got the really slow section through the Foro Sol, turns 5 and 6 as well. And you've got to compromise which one you're going to have the car at its optimum for.
And also, high speed. The cars are all...
Keep pushing.
Keep pushing is the message to da Costa. The cars are all homologated at the start of the season, and they don't know what sort of speeds, as we see Nick de Vries getting right up to the wall. He's hit it.
Oh, he has, yeah. Caught the inside wall.
I think he's doing a good job there. The Mercedes removing some of the BMW branding. I think that's maybe part of the plan.
He's got the blue halo, so he was on 250. Yeah, that's...
But everything's homologated at the start of the year, so they don't know what top speeds they're going to be hitting when they come here to Mexico City. So there might be some cars that are quicker in their ultimate terminal velocity than others.
I was thinking more about the handling of the car, but absolutely ultimate top speed. And we saw that before, even in the old layout here. Guys saying, we're at our maximum top speed, sort of halfway down the straight, and we're going to see more of that today as Felipe Massa really attacks through the Foro Sol.
Da Costa quickest at the moment, 1 minute 9.281. So we're already matching the times of the first free practice session. As Massa comes through Peraltada.
Sort of tucks it in. Look at the yaw of the back. And he was really spectacular, Felipe, this morning through there to go 7th quickest. That's the thing, you can get the car sort of balanced and the rear will steer the car.
Felipe, cool down. Scenario 2. Next lap we go for we go for attack mode and we go for 235 laps. So cool
Somebody
down.
was parked on the outside of turn 2.
Someone had come to a stop on the outside of the second corner there, but Felipe Massa just getting his informations.
Yeah, to go back, you can set the car so the rear slides a bit through the fast stuff. The problem is, it then slides more in the slow stuff too when you want some rear stability and some traction. You want the rear to grip when you get back to the throttle. And we see Ma on TV. He's had a tough time this morning, limited in laps and quite a ways off the next slowest car.
It's Neil Jarni who has come to a stop in Sector 1. So Jarni is on the outside of turn 2, hence the yellow flags. And that is why, because the Porsche has come to a halt. There it is.
Look at the camber on the left rear. Look how much it's pointed in. And the more he leans over in the faster corners, that will stand up. You're trying to get as much of the tyre on the track as you can at the maximum load in the middle of the corner to give you the most grip. Here's his teammate, Andre Lotterer.
The other Porsche driver coming into the right-hander of turn 9. He's in attack mode at the moment. Coming into the stadium section. And he was disqualified, actually, in the last race. He was pretty much out of contention after a collision with Alexander Sims, and then disqualified for overuse of power. 2 races without scoring after his podium in race 1. Here he comes through the Foro Sol. Through the Peraltada, I should say. And Gianni's got going again. He said on the radio it's suddenly moving, and I don't know what the problem was. So both Porsches back on their way. Into turn 3. Now the right-hand kink at 4. Do you think 5 and 6 are going to be overtaking opportunities?
I think you'd be brave, but it can be done. And again, it depends how much energy saving the guy in front's having to do, because that's going to be the key. And as we discussed earlier, that you can, every time you try and make an overtaking maneuver, look how much Muller cut the corner in turn 7 right across the grass. But as much as you're going to save energy, well, every time you try and make an overtaking maneuver, it's going to cost you energy today. So energy saving is going to be a real big part of the equation. Going fast and saving energy, should I say, is going to be a big part of the equation today in the race this afternoon.
Nico Muller in the Geox Dragon. You see Van Dorn in front of him activating his attack mode. Da Costa still quickest on that 1 minute 9.281. We've still seen no one do a full power run. I would imagine those are going to come at the end of the session.
Think how much difference attack mode is going to make today. An extra 35 kilowatts of power, 17% more, is going to be massive in the middle of the race. And when you use it, the tactics of when to use it have become so key in Formula races. Look at the grass on the exit of turn 1 where the drivers have been going over.
Stoffel Van Dorn almost got caught a cropper there earlier on.
Yeah,
had a big old slide.
I mean, I think it was one of those ones, the wheel was actually out of his hands, and he luckily it was pointing straight when he got off the brakes. Or maybe I'm doing him a disservice. Maybe it was all skill.
Was as D'Ambrosio goes to the top of the times on a 1 minute 9.0, even though the Mahindras won't be starting, they'll be starting at the back of the grid. They actually, but I think, now I think about it, qualifying is important for them, because where they qualify depends on the penalty they have to take. If they can qualify in the top 4, they get less of a penalty.
Minimises the time penalty.
Exactly.
Yes.
So actually, thinking about it, qualifying is going to be very important.
And Mahindra have a great qualifying record here.
Yeah.
They've done very, very well in the past.
We have got 20 minutes left to go in the session. An update, this is from The Race, Sam Smith, the journalist there, reporting that App's tub was damaged, so a new monocoque is being built up for him.
Oh, it was damaged. That massive misses turn 1. We've seen this so many times. It's a new tub.
Yeah, so a new monocoque is being built, hence probably why it had 11 Lucas Di Grassi's numbers on it.
To get it done in time for the race is going to be...
Yeah, Audi do not have a reserve driver here, because last year it was Nico Muller and Benoit Treluet were both sort of the reserve drivers and were available, but there isn't one here if Daniel Abt is unable to race. So we'll keep you updated on all of that. As we say, he went for the hospital for precautionary checks earlier on, and they are rebuilding the car, hoping that he can compete later on. But it'll be a tough ask if he suddenly gets chucked into qualifying, won't it?
Yeah, I would imagine a new tub they're not doing qualifying, Jack. Qualifying starts.
Yeah, well, that's true.
His Apps group goes out on track at 12:05.
Yeah.
So you've got to build a car from scratch in less than 2 hours.
And to clarify, both Mahindras, sorry Helen for not explaining it properly, both Mahindras have had to change their gearbox. They found a problem with their gearboxes, so they've both got to replace their gearbox. As a result, they've got big penalties for the race later on, so we'll be starting down at the back, and then, depending on where they qualify, a various degree of time penalty. 19 minutes left on the clock. Any other questions? Hashtag Mexico City Prix if you want to get in touch. When you raced here, was it Peraltada still?
No, it was I think it was a right and a left through the Forosol.
Oh, it went through the Forosol.
Went through the Forosol, right and left.
Yeah, because it's been a long time since the Peraltada was properly used in anger.
It was a fabulous corner. It's got a really dark history, though. I mean, Ricardo Rodriguez, one of the brothers in circuit, was named after. He was killed there. It was a really, and it still is, a very leery corner. The safety's obviously improved massively since then. But, you know, Senna, it was a gravel trap on the outside. Senna flipping the Formula 1 car on its roof. These guys have got a wall, and there's no margin for error.
Yeah, Nigel Mansell around the outside of Gerhard Berger in 1990, I want to say. It was 90 or 91.
1 quicker than Seb Sector 2, same Sector 1.
Roland there on the radio being given the immediate feedback. Yes, Ricardo and Pedro Rodriguez, the two brothers that this Circuit de Manos Rodriguez named after. Ricardo, still the youngest ever Formula 1 Ferrari driver. Yeah, 19 years of age at the 1961 Italian Grand Prix.
He showed up at Sebring to drive in a Ferrari, I think, and he was, if he was 17, really? It was only because they doctored his license, and he was this tiny little guy, and he was, by all accounts, epically fast. Such a shame. Sam Bird, he's on 250 kilowatts, the halo glowing blue.
I think he's in attack mode, actually.
Yeah, sorry, attack mode.
Yeah.
You could know that by now.
Nah, it's fine, we'll figure it out.
Yeah, what is it? I mean, anyway.
Yeah, no one's gone full power yet.
I even have it written here. And highlighted.
I have it written in the colours, look. I have the fan boost written in purple, attack mode written in blue pen. I can give you some of my pens if you want.
Thanks.
17 minutes to go. Bird across the line to go quickest. A 1 minute 8.850 for the British driver.
Okay, mate, cool down. That's currently quickest.
Quickest.
Verline behind finished a push lap, so he may be cooling. Turvey Evans on out laps. Buemi turn 1 on a long run.
Great information from Stephen Lane. That's exactly what you want to know as a driver.
Bird won the first race of the season in Diriyah, and then has only scored 1 point since then. 2 points, sorry, because he got fastest lap.
Robin French is on attack mode.
Yeah.
Flat down as he enters the Forosol.
His first sector is the fastest of anyone, 0.2 of a second up on Bird. He's wrestling the car through sector 2, where he's lost quite a bit of time, actually.
Yeah,
0.3 away now.
He was a little bit leery there again, trying to get back to the throttle. Neat, tidy. Out of 14 and then 15. Oh, a bit of a slide in the middle as you start to lift off the throttle. The back's going to want to come round and get back to the throttle.
Here he comes across the line, and it is 4th place for Robin Freins. Very quick in the first sector, but lost quite a bit of time in sectors 2 and 3 compared to his teammate.
Okay, cool down. Good lap, mate. P1 in sector 1, P4 overall, 4/10 behind Sam.
And that's what Bertrand Famine.
We are 1/10 in sector 3, and I don't really know about sector 2. I think there is a mistake in my timing. So Yanni behind, so cool down. We go ECP L1 for next lap and power 6.
Yeah, Neil Jani going straight on down at turn 5 for the second time today.
Yeah, we've seen him complain about the brakes and the braking balance front to rear. Yeah, just
not even close to getting that one stopped, really.
No, and the brake balance is so critical. You really need it to be consistent every time you touch the brake pedal.
Emil Lindsay there on the left-hand side, sitting next to Simone de Silvestro. Here's James Collado, the man from Worcestershire in the United Kingdom. Comes from very close to one of my favourite place names, Wyre Piddle. Wyrepiddle in Worcestershire. He's not from Wyrepiddle, but he's from near Wyrepiddle. So there we go. Locks up down at turns 5 and 6 as he
missed the corner.
Yeah, qualifying is what he thinks he needs to get up to speed with.
I would say he's not wrong. And I think the Jaguar team agree. He's done some decent race performances, but his qualifying pace needs to be better, especially when you're in the later groups 3 and 4. You need to be taking full advantage of that starting up front, because if you do get up into those in the top of the championship and you're out in the first groups in group qualifying, the track is not at its best. So you've got to take advantage when you have them.
His teammate Mitch Evans is currently quickest. James Collado, he's 4th. I don't think he's going to improve on this lap, actually. I don't think he's in attack mode anymore.
I think he went wide almost in the middle of the Peraltada, and you could see the marbles building up on the outside of that corner.
I lost it in the last corner.
There we go.
I haven't worked out the halos, but I still understand the car a little bit. But he... that last corner is going to absolutely torture the tyres today. You're under so much load for so long. It's a 180-degree corner, very high speed. So that's going to be another key to the race, is managing your tyres through that section. However, Turvey,
our Worcestershire correspondent informs me that Wyrepiddle is also near North Piddle.
Oh, and Verline goes off. Sorry, Jack.
Oh, wow. But he was on full power, Pascal Verline. He was on full 250 kilowatts. He just started, well, he was halfway around his full power run, I think. And
just got in the way.
Yeah. Upton Snodsbury was the other place that is near Wyrepiddle. But yeah, Pascal Verline getting out of shape, but he had done a good first sector. It wasn't absolutely rapid. Felipe Massa here we're looking at, coming through turn 6 in the Venturi. And we're going driver's eye with Massa into the Foro Sol Baseball Stadium.
He's got a bit of traffic ahead of him. Look at him checking the mirror. He brakes into...
Robin Freitz ahead of him.
Bit of oversteer using all the road. This is the point through turns 10 and 11. This is where Robin Freitz had his... I'm sorry, Pascal Verline had his issue. Look how much it tightens up. Bouncing around. It gets very, very bumpy across this section of turn 14. Into 15. Got to get off 15 well, though, because you've got this long run all the way around to the first corner. Checking down at the dash. Positioning the car. A little bit of a lift. Oh, bit of an oversteer when he got back to the throttle. Lovely. Across the finish line, and here's the start line at a different location. Again, lifting and coasting. Felipe's head moves around a lot more, doesn't it? He's always... Oh, the big oversteer. And the exit of one, caught a bit of the grass again.
And this is his teammate Mortara. Whoa, side by side with Buemi around the Peraltada.
High, wide and handsome around the Peraltada. But he got on the marbles.
Yeah.
Hopefully they can sweep that before the race. I'd love to see some side-by-side action. No wave, nothing, no.
So, a bit of an action-packed one for Mortara. Alexander Sims here. Is he on full power or just attack mode? Just attack mode as he comes down into turns 5 and 6. 2 of the 3 pole positions this season for Alexander Sims, but he's still going to be out in Group 1 this afternoon. No, what am I talking about? Sorry. Yes, no, he's out in Group 1.
Yeah, second in the championship. Yeah, he was out very, very early. Made a mistake and I think broke the drive shaft in Santiago, but he's still second in the championship. Made a mistake there, and in turn 9 got a bit wide again. I think it's very low grip through this section today. He's really just fighting so far. That'll get better as the track rubbers in a little bit. But the next time you're on track, you've got 10 minutes of running. Next time you're on track is in qualifying. So Group 1, I think, is going to be... The guys were saying, oh, not such a big difference today. I think how green the track is, how little running there's been. Yeah, Group 1 is going to be that disadvantage. It really mixes the field up.
Sims across the line to go 6th quickest, 0.6 of a second away from Mitch Evans.
Keep pushing until turn 4. Keep pushing until turn 4.
Keep pushing until turn 4 is the message for Sims. And here we've got Jean-Eric Verne and Brendan Hartley coming through the stadium section. Max Gunter there in behind in the BMW. Sorry, it's Da Costa, not Verne. Hartley coming through Peraltada now, and he's at full power. Out across the line then, Hartley, and He goes 11th. Was that his lap? Yeah.
Traffic in the last sector.
Go to in mode, no overlapping brake and throttle.
Traffic in the last sector, he says, but still 8/10 adrift.
Yeah. Big traffic in the last sector, unfortunately.
And he's now traffic for the BMW. Does a great job
Copy
of getting
that.
out of the way, though.
Let car behind go.
Here's Alexander Sims again. The majority of the drivers in the pits at the moment. Evans quickest, Muller second, Bird third, D'Ambrosio fourth, Collado fifth, Sims, Franz, Da Costa, Buemi, Gunter. The top 10. Ma down in 23rd at the moment. 7/10 of a second adrift off his teammate Oliver Turvey. As D'Ambrosio comes down into turn 1 for the Mahindra team.
The apex point of turn 1 is a wall, so you've got to be really accurate, otherwise you miss the corner or you clip the wall, as we saw earlier on, clipping the wall in turn 3. Jerome, nice and smooth so far in the lap. I think all the lock he could get into the car through turns 5 and 6.
Down to 9 now, D'Ambrosio. As I say, the majority of drivers in the pits, so I think we're going to get a very busy final couple of minutes here. Everyone's going to come out and do their full 250 kilowatt run, because I believe only Wehrlein and Hartley have done full power qualifying mode, and now the track, I would say, is bone dry.
It's got to be very close, hasn't it? I mean, there's not a great deal of rubber down, but yeah, I think it's dry. The sun has come out. See D'Ambrosio going in the pits. The sun has come out, so it would have dried it in a hurry. The track temperature is going to be going up in a hurry, which will really change the way the car, where the tyre reacts to the circuit.
So into the pits they come. Max Gunter here coming at turn 9. Whee, locked up. And he's gone. Oh, he's hit the wall.
Yeah.
Max Gunter's gone into the Tech Pro barrier. And that, I don't think it'll cause too much damage. It might just be a front wing change. We'll have a look here. That shouldn't have done any suspension, really. He's back in the car, in the garage now. Might even. Not done too much front wing damage either.
As a driver, doesn't fill you with confidence as your next run's going to be your full power qualifying simulation. See Brendan Hartley. He needs a good weekend, Brendan, just to get his confidence up. A good day, should I say.
The North and the South Island on the top of his helmet there, Hartley. The man from Palmerston North.
You just like saying Palmerston North.
I don't know why, really. it's not quite wire piddle, but it's decent.
Yeah, and he's on a race simulation run here, lifting and coasting, regenerating, putting energy back into the battery. Through this technical section of 11, 12, 13, over the bumps of 14.
Is regen and energy saving, is it like running? In terms of when you run by yourself, you can run to the pace you want to run to the pace. Then suddenly you're at the start of the marathon, and everybody around you is pegging it, and you can't run to you end up just pegging it and getting carried along with everybody else.
Yeah,
sort of like that?
I think that's a good analogy, Jack.
It's taken me 6 years to figure out a good analogy,
but the thing is, the car is nagging at you the whole time. It's beeping, saying, "Oi, lift off the throttle."
Right.
Oi, regen. It doesn't actually do a mixed beeping and buzzing noises, but you know, but you've got to be disciplined with it, and that's the thing of, you know, everybody says, "Oh, save energy, easy. I do it in the car." Yeah, but you've got to go fast, do it. You've got to go faster than the rest. Where do you gain that time? You carry momentum through the corners. That's how one of the ways you do it. It's very tactical. You see Lucas Di Grassi,
he's going for it.
Yeah, halo glowing.
Full power down to turn 1. Swings it into the right-hander, right up to the white line on exit.
Lovely on exit, using all the road. Bit of traffic ahead, maybe. A bit cautious, maybe, on the way into 3. Over that surface change. There's a big drop in grip as you head over that surface change. Those 2 cars ahead now.
Oh, first sector is there, halfway between turns 5 and 6. He's 3/10 up on Mitch Evans.
See the traffic ahead. Is that going to be a factor? No, he's clear road now.
into the Foro Sol. It's just after the left-hander of 11, the second sector split.
This is where Degrassi excels, I think. Very smooth normally, as of course a catch of oversteer, just as I say that.
Not a fastest middle sector of anyone. 2 tenths up on Mitch Evans.
Now listen to the wheel spin as he tries to put the power down out of the Foro Sol.
Now here we go through Peraltada.
Right.
How big's this lift going to be?
Watch the wheels turning to the left as he catches the oversteer. Yeah, there you go. Oh, lovely. Oh, another one. Fantastic stuff.
Across the line, Degrassi quickest to 1 minute 8.304. 2 tenths quicker than Mitch Evans, but
Power
on full
map
power.
7, box this lap, power map 7.
I think that lap time will get usurped, because now look at the purple bars flashing up on the left. Da Costa, Gunter, Verline, Van Dorn, all going full power. Felipe Massa has done the fastest first sector of anyone. He's a tenth or so away in sector 2.
But very tidy out of the stadium. No big oversteers from there. Let's see how brave he's going to be. Oh, and driver's eye as well. Watch the steering. Watch it cutting back to the left as he catches the oversteers. Look where he's watching his eye, right round the corner, looking way ahead. He's looking down to see what time he's done. 108.683, P3 so far.
3 tenths away from Lucas Degrassi. Who's coming up next? It's the DS Techeetah of Da Costa.
Carrying good speed through the last corner.
Out across the line, Da Costa goes quickest. 1 minute 7.791, 3 tenths up on Stoffel Van Dorn, who's slotted into second place. Buemi's done a good first sector. Here now is Robin Bird in the Envision Virgin Racing car. Sam Bird has pretty much matched Da Costa in sector 1. He's got a bit of traffic up ahead of him. I think the Dragon is going to keep out of the way nicely into turn 9. Bird swings it right. Verline goes third quickest. Bird in the middle sector. He's... How far away is he going to be? It's good middle sector. Fastest middle sector of anyone. A tenth and a half up on Antonio Felix Da Costa.
Car didn't look great over the bumpy section, exiting the Foro Sol.
Through the final corner, through Peraltada.
How brave is he going to be? Look at the yaw of the car, the back just a little bit wider than the front. Lovely through there.
Quickest, 1 minute 7.672, but Evans has done a really quick sector 1 in the Jaguar. Sebastian Buemi went third on his run. Here's Nick de Vries in the Mercedes. He is a second away, so he's not had a good lap here, Nick de Vries, after the first 2 sectors. We'll keep an eye on Evans' middle sector for you as well. We've got the running clock in the bottom right. De Vries out through the final corner, really having the back end step out, comes across the line and it's only 10th place. Lost a lot of time on that lap, did Nick de Vries.
And Evans lost 3 tenths through the middle sector.
Here he comes now into the Peraltada. Really sideways across the line. Third for Evans, 3.5 tenths of a second away. Nice little flurry here at the end of this second free practice session. Qualifying gets underway at 11:45, so 1 hour and 15 minutes is when qualifying begins. I think Group 1, I think it's going to be all right. I think you've got a shot of being at the front if you're in Group 1. I don't think Super Bowl's impossible.
Yeah, you've just got to get in Super Bowl. It's a mindset thing. Don't be aiming for the fastest, just get in Super Bowl. Don't overdo it. Don't overstep. As D'Ambrosio comes through the final corner.
He goes up to 8th place. Verne has done a massive sector 1. Jean-Eric Verne's gone 4 tenths up on Sam Bird in the first sector alone. Here he is now, coming into the Foro Sol. Bird's teammate, Robin Fries, had a good first sector. His middle sector's okay. He'll jump up somewhere in the top 10. But what's Verne got after the middle sector?
It's a very early turn into 9, using all the road.
Oh, he's 4 tenths down now.
Oh, 4 tenths? What happened?
So a massive sector 1 and then a not great sector 2.
Isn't the timing beam in the middle of the corner?
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's probably whaled it into 5 and completely missed 6.
Here he comes then across the line. Is he going to get up into the top 10? Robin Fries went 6th quickest. Jean-Eric Verne goes 10th quickest. 7 tenths of a second away. Neil Jarney started a flying lap. His first sector is only half a tenth off Sam Bird. That's good stuff from Jarney.
Using all the road and then some as the checkered flag is out.
Middle sector for Jarney. 6 tenths away, so he's lost quite a lot.
Bit of traffic ahead too, might not be a factor. It's the BMW of Sims.
Here he comes now. out nice and wide, and then swinging it in. The Porsche cuts the timing beam, and Gianni 12th. And I think that is going to complete our... Well, no, Ma Jinghua is out there on a full power run in the 333 Neo. Here he is, the Chinese driver, bit of oversteer, and not really at the apex, comes through the middle sector. He's 2.3 seconds away from Sam Bird after the first 2 sectors, and it's looking a bit lively for him.
Yeah, car's bucking around. His
teammate Turvey is 22nd, but I don't think Turvey hasn't done a full power lap. Bar through the final corner, across the line, and remains 22nd. There's Jean-Eric Verne then, who fairly unhappy on the radio, said he doesn't feel the lap at all. The rear is on the verge all the time. It sucks. Car is awful.
Wow. That's what my engineer would say. Well, I can't fix sucks, so could you give me some details, please? Actually, it wasn't the word sucks that he used, but you get the idea.
Yeah, there's something more Scottish than that.
Yeah, exactly.
So, Sam Bird is going to finish the session quickest.
And we'll get a practice start, which will be the only one of the day, because everybody missed out earlier because of the accident from Daniel Abt.
Indeed. So, 23 runners, as Daniel Abt had a crash, so hasn't taken part in this session. Here are some practice starts then. Do you think it's going to be dirty on the left-hand side as we look at it? It doesn't look too terrible just to the naked eye.
I think that actually the cars are out with the left rows, you see it. So the pole position, etc., etc. So I think both rows will be equally bad as come the start of the race.
Yeah, very true.
The cars are actually more over towards the curb, so nobody's really cleaning the track up. I really do hope they sweep the exit of the Peraltada, or actually the whole way through the Peraltada, to allow side-by-side racing, because I think you're going to see guys doing that today, I think, as they exit the corner.
Especially if one's on attack mode and one isn't, or something like that.
Absolutely.
I'm excited for all Formula E races, obviously. But Santiago, you know, it got a bit bumpy at times. It got a bit rough and tumble. I think we could be in for a proper motor race here this afternoon.
I think this will be like Santiago, Jack, because I think now to find the advantage, you've got to be a bit physical with it.
Okay.
I do.
The two Venturis looking out the front row. They'd like that to be the case later on. Very strong in qualifying in Santiago.
And then they drove into each other on the race and fell out.
Yeah.
So, which the Audi guys did too, and the DS Techeetah guys. Oh, great driver's eye view.
Listen to this.
Oof. Big acceleration, instant torque.
That was great stuff.
They're actually practicing where do I brake as well for the first corner. That's on board with Max Günther. He'll be hoping not to have anybody in front of him when he heads off for the start of the race this afternoon.
So he and Mitch Evans doing their practice starts down towards turn 1. We'll obviously be bringing you more driver's eye during the race as well. And if you want to see some extended driver's eye action, it's all there on the Formula E YouTube channel. So the second free practice session, our first really representative look at the potential pace today, and it is Sam Bird for Envision Virgin Racing, the man who won the first race of the season, who is at the top of the times. A 1:07.672 for the British driver. Antonio Felix da Costa second for DS Techeetah. Mitch Evans third for Jaguar. What have we got? 8 different teams in the top 9 positions, all separated by 0.6 of a second. A little bit tight, isn't it? Oliver Turvey, Ma Jinghua got ahead of Oliver Turvey, but Turvey didn't do a full power run. He did do plenty of running though, so I'm not quite sure why he didn't. Well, maybe he didn't, and it got bulked. Max Günther down in 16th place. He had a little nudge with the barrier, but nothing too dramatic. But actually, I think BMW Andretti might be a little worried. 16th and 18th for both Günther and Alexander Sims. So, an hour and 10 minutes till qualifying begins. A little bit less than that till our program starts. And I'm really, really interested in what's going to happen here, because I honestly think we could have championship contenders at the front of the field here, because I don't think the track is going to improve as dramatically as in some other places, because we've also had the Jaguar I-Pace E-Trophy out this weekend as well, just clearing the track up a little more and things like that.
Yeah, I don't think you're wrong, Jack. I don't think you're wrong at all. And the difference between the first group of qualifying and the fourth group, it's not long enough in time that it's going to get a lot warmer. So yeah, that will make things a bit interesting.
There is Sam Bird getting pushed back into the garage. His teammate Robin Freitz on the other side of the garage, finished in 6th position. And I think Bird will be fairly satisfied with that as he hauls himself out of the cockpit. And of course, in Formula E, fans can help their favourite driver by voting for them on social media. Stoffel Van Dorn is at the top of the fan boost votes. FIAFormulaE.com/fanboost, or on Twitter, #fanboost, #driver name. And it is Van Dorn, Da Costa, Lotterer and Gunter that are there at the moment. But right on the brink, you've got your De Vries, your Evanses and your Verlines as Nick De Vries and Robin Freitz get nice and close. Da Costa there in 2nd place. There's a few, I think it was Mitch Evans is hanging around with a sign saying "Stop Van Dorn Fan Boost." So he's trying to get out of that. So Van Dorn at the top of the fan boost votes, but at the top of the session was Sam Bird. Nikki.
Yeah, so Sam Bird, I mean, you guys, the team have just said today and this weekend is all about just getting as many points as possible. Being quickest out there at the start of the day is a great way.
Yeah, it means that we're in the hunt, Nikki. But you know what it's like in this championship. Anything can happen in qualifying. We're in Group 1. It is going to be difficult, but myself and Mr. Ice Forwards over there have done a good job. So happy so far. To be fair, I have to commend also the FIA for the job they did in cleaning the circuit in Turn 3. It was difficult this morning in FP1, so solid job to get it turned around for FP2.
Excellent. And just quickly, sorry, I know you've got to run. Just tell us about your season so far, because it's been a bit of a mixed bag so far, hasn't it?
It's not that bad, Nikki. We're still 3rd. I mean...
a miracle, really, because you had a DNF and a 10th-place finish.
Miracle? I think we've been...
And a win, OK, and a win.
Thank you. We've shown great pace. I think we've been fastest in 1 or more sessions at every single track, which means we're quick, so the pace is there. Feeling
Excellent.
Good.
Thanks very much, Sam.
Wow. There we go. Here's a look at some of the highlights of that session. Max Gunter brushed the wall a little bit earlier on. Lucas Di Grassi was chucking it around the right-hander at the Peraltada, and he went quickest earlier on. He was the first driver to really do a 250 kilowatt run, but in the end it was Sam Bird, the man we just heard from, who went to the top of the times, a 1:07.672. Lucas Di Grassi climbing out of his Audi. We'll keep you updated on the latest with Daniel Abt. They're trying to rebuild the car. We would be surprised if they can get it done for qualifying, but as I say, we'll keep you updated when we come back in an hour or so. Do you want to do a prediction for qualifying or not really? I think it's just going to be close.
I thought that man, Jean-Eric Vergne.
Yeah? He wasn't very happy with the car, though, in that second free practice session.
No, but that was my prediction yesterday, so I better stick with it.
Well, there's Stephen Lane and Sam Bird wandering up to get away. Antonio Felix da Costa always knows when he's on camera, doesn't he? Always looking for the camera, Da Costa. So make sure you join us for qualifying. The session will be starting in an hour and 5 minutes. We'll be on air a little bit before that. Oliver Turvey will be hoping for better than that 23rd that he was here. Sam Bird quickest. See you for qualifying.